Asama bafie. Abusia mechia wo bibia, mechia wo papa. Oba no invite no tag na wo ju bia ba. And I am out dito full story, the SCA, the Akoso, Canada, Japan, and us and sense me. Bibeka se Ajeta ampa. Na yeden na asi timide Canada e Japan. Ekoko jina USA. Bisa wo ho sa question no. Wa win case. Case ani edi ne Ghana ha ewie. Yese kasatenten ma mfonso ampa. Yedi sansem we bi ebeye adisuade from now on. Eni ebebu bom who cause am. Why the man sem we nyina si ye. Na Ghana emra eye adwuma de. Ana setim di asem we akodu USA. Ebusia wa win case against honorable Bakope. Oba love for the so na and then some no chese beje won some ye be break news no ye be biem detail to details how I see ye the kofa ba ye why in the create ye and ye then anas setima win case first time ye hu anas picture with ye na we ni anas ana this is the real anas ana we no will be bisa anas as nam see there we dey your original anas we ye anas obia ji wachi jeti no ye starting free anas onu ani anas enya onu ani mo kai sai video we ye hwe video we bra and full details be you sure say anas na and I'm say we hwe video we wo kai sai video na emre bi hwe video no ne bra
Anas Arim Yao, he said it's Anas Arim Yao, so record I and him. We are Chado here. Somebody has said.
Abusiak, I hope Sabo Kai say video. Bukai pa. I hope Sabo Kai. Bukai pop.
Anas Arim Yao, he said it's Anas Arim Yao, so record I and him. We are Chado here. Somebody has said.
Media me sure say the same anas na am for say nyo no anam so munjai media like me oluku exact the same anas ben am say well I say animal fufu ha no shave otiase this time they will grow the beard. Yes, I'm pretty 100% sure say ebusia na menya adwena ade ma mehu so na menya adwene because medium ye sure say we ye exact the same anas na yeah then yeah sure no menya sure say manager greatest menya sure say there is any different anas be free but love no so if free baby biom aye then aba ebusia baba be dive to nsensem nim ye wia ye de mu details the see abam mun trust ebuento Samukaya, March 15th, 2023. March 15th, 2023. Anas, Canada Japan winning case against Anas. This is 2023. Emma, Omo, Obisi is not. Emma, Omo, awarded Canada Japan 50,000 Ghana. Eba Canada Japan crack as a one day they won yisikano. And answer the Canada Japan court ewo Ghana. Ema last minute yes bu assembly gu anase so mani di fo eme ka se wase Canada Japan di nti won tua sika emu odu ema Canada Japan na ye 50,000 Ghana ema Canada Japan ka se one jisikano assassin we see March 15th, 2023. Emma Canada Japan win sa case no. Na Canada Japan win sa case no. Anche no koko pie wo US amanone. Tieni ye breki just ye bubom ye breki na what ansem ni nyina ye. Se kasa tenten sometimes Emma from swamp pa. Kennedy winning case in Ghana no. And I na se pen the baby tina and the jais atam na MPP na na what power in ye who de see ye. Hey. Anas den bia no osie okobubugu emunsem se chabam anas afeches anas ntimi po home wo Ghana ha cause was senior ma amanfo so ogu omenima se and anas ten one corner eni ehu ya ne se Kennedy ohene apraku Agyepong akwa piem wo US no be say then na tim ni obinya case e wo Ghana na so tim di case no TNU, yo usad case ye die wie e wo Ghana na nipa no ka wasem wo Ghana oni ni di wo Ghana what Ghana na di na case na tim di asem ni kokopie mu US. This is what happened ebusia ball of no so tintim so tintim so they share video the fire wukuru fire the ebi wukuru pa greetings Regina eti Tiheyo Kennedy winning case in Ghana hano. Ikrati interview meniscos wo pesca no munjai 50,000 or their China no. And a Kennedy too quite call US. O call US who calls some. And a kasatinting kujina Kennedy Miami ni passes who know be feeling Kennedy. Wow, this time we're there. Too much talking, Mr. Showdown. I hear the showdown. And we call Daddy Fred show so. Daddy Fred susu yobia. What you were say? Tiye. Sha. And I still realize you said there be the equado. Confode sisibe. Confode there be were clear case by God had dear your boat yabe. Because she be the woke up baby atra. Ti Kennedy winning case na Jebia and will call USA. If you greetings, call USA. And call grantee interview. One Daddy Fred. Hey, na sa 80 million we Daddy Fred be to be ara. Chosa jeta. Hey. Since Daddy Fred over here, I don't know what be said over here. Be yabu crash me. Be hey. The Kennedy ko grantee interview or Daddy Fred platform so. Mumi enti interview ni bimra.
Anas.
Mutie.
Very evil guy.
Hey.
Very evil.
Yeah.
And he continues to do that. Even under MPP for Eshode Anas. And so as far back as February 2018, now we have just been in power for 1 year. Now, Anas, Ekoseti, MPP ministers up. You see somebody you have to believe.
This is part of the defamation.
I have all the videos.
Yeah.
And I've given you the date, 8 February 2018. Anas, that evil boy, was setting MPP people up to disgrace them. That's how he makes his money. Or blackmailing. And he saw I'm a swelling or no akasa or McGinah come press or so where you crop for on where is journalist.
Start juicy topic.
On the video, Bob obtained the video Baba and Wasema Okan or radio is all bad premises.
Abusia more love on so muntim so me chire mu defamation no the ti Anas tibi luzu case wo Ghana wono de Kennedy call court wo Ghana and ye bu assembly good so say we lusu and then ye saba ye charge defamation wo Ghana say was say Kennedy di e was say 50,000 Ghana ba Kennedy chese won pese sika no. Eti Kennedy call you as no kojina that defraud the program so horse so o deform Anas emunu nsemo na yebo no ti nsema kese a Kennedy ekoko ka wo o yamba show yesaka ai kaza tete
And so as far back as February February 2018. Now we have just been in power for 1 year.
Hey.
Now Anas Ekoseti MPP ministers up. You see somebody you have to believe more than me in Agyepong. I have all the videos. And I'm giving you the date. 8 February 2018. Anas, that evil boy, was setting MPP people up to disgrace them. That's how he makes his money.
Wow.
Or blackmailing. Hey.
When you can't cancel when you know.
Where you for on where is journalist or unravel corruption on my country.
On the video Bob saying the video Baba too just said and wasema Okan war radio says or bad premises Dibisa among for Mono and Omote was sign and check and a woo and one church more interpreting about the cartoon page and among for I'm casting true. Uni nipa. Assume he said, Nam the cotu on a movie away. Who are winning ye drum?
Tie. Sansa Macassi win a candidate.
20 minutes. Maybe people. Now, would you go to social media?
I'm not over USA.
Did he even say good things about Ameswali? No sympathy. Nothing. And when I say he's behind it because he wanted to divert attention with one. Adentina Asemasi. Police investigation crying young course. Now who was sending message to a congressman here? Some mimica saying, well, Ghana for Magini Susasana. Ghana for Magini Susasa. A criminal like that. Now who Nipa or no one ask a Kumkum Chinese Pokumu. Now me call court to me kind.
I know you need proof until honor your PM for honor and Tony.
You want proof when I got your police? I have
proof for no more police for honor.
I have no express. Now, my phone be say, and now say, the next move in so or the next move will call that the Fred the Swana. Now, my phone so dead. That the Fred be your best journalist, one day be your best pen because on they allow there be no say your process. The process in the same will allow can it demand by the platform so I'm not can do US. It happened restriction no system no is working in USA. The ones I can do USA can do USA. That the Fred so and what USA there and I say hey trap on Achibela. Trap no Achibela. Just say nipa hu juri wo trap na Achibela. Hey. Already na say lose case in Ghana. Wo je ne ho me na enje wo twa opone ni baby a enye yie. Obi say senior man say that the friend be contribute to $100. What do you ever see some you see abobo be chire no? Hey, eti wena anasi realize who say hey what's up with USA akojiro obi o what USA platform so ekeka sansem way ene let's see the system. USA there no bribery. Yes, and somehow wonu masam ne de wa yem wo Ghana ne de wasa abigine USA aye. Ma menhwe the system will work here. Ebusia eseweni. And se wo kachire. Mukai that the Fred Swano sabe jina konika vitela cases mukai. Yes, it is out of that the Fred you be a kasamafo Emma or Heneba. Kennedy Agyepong. Wakasamano. When it came to like that the Fred because say me wo evidence be we mukai sa story no. Yes. Abusia. Yedenya ne ya. Breaking news aba no. We yam beshew. We yam a beshew. Alas, so why you video about between less than 10 hours. Yeah. Mummy kuti Kevin Equatela. Equatela. Kofa bayade kofa asebi bae. Nwone anas so lawyer sakasa. Mummy koji all the details. Na you are ye den 7 nyina de si wo court wo ye de hu ni emu popuye nyina abramo. Omieshe video emra.
I see Adika, Ronaldo lawyer. Pacho, can you run us through how it started and how we got to know today, say, a judgment in the New Jersey court? Abba.
Okay, Mr. P. You know, the interesting thing is,
he's worried. Share.
I quite remember that you were sued in the U.S. sometime in 2021.
Yes.
And that actually caused my clients to begin inquiring about possibly if there's if there was anything out there, whether it will be actionable in the U.S. So you have some significance to today's events. So shortly after, when you were going through your motion to dismiss, we actually took a keen interest in that case and reviewed all the pleadings. And during that time also, my client informed me of a video that was circulating on social media. I just say, and someone just like what kind of about my client. So, like, you know, as the intellectuals that we are, we started opening the books and try to see where we can lay a claim. It's interesting enough, I mean, after reviewing the video, in our training, there's something that we are taught. So, in your case, you have to pass the test. The case has to stand on all fours, which means that you do an analysis of whether there's jurisdiction in place, whether you have all the elements of each claim that you want to bring, you know. So we went through all of that, and my conclusion was yes, on the basis of video now, my client is send them, you know. You tweet back court, New Jersey, yes, and say, yeah, papa no video no, so yeah, papa na and the new some say. Or kase fini fie New Jersey. Now, when you say you move for so the diaspora is very important. Obviously, what you do is testament to that fact. And you know, there was an audience that he spoke to. We're Ghana for. They all take a keen interest in the happenings in Ghana, especially the politics in Ghana. So we thought, you know, there was solid grounds for us to be in the court in New Jersey. So I advised my clients accordingly. Now, the interesting thing is that defamation it's a separate case.
Yeah.
It's not to mean Ghana and defend the way. You still have to prove the truth of it. And you know, before they will go to trial, no, there's mandatory settlement conference. I bet say this maybe by this time no will be say grown or commit to the rights and senses and decide say, you know, this shouldn't go on because yes. And I acquire unfortunately, you know, me and you know, Anas disagreed with me, but I prepared a settlement memorandum that sought to settle this case for $18 million. Just like the jury came back. As you know, these days we have all kind of tools that we can use to predict certain things.
Before you go ahead, this is where the contention is, and people saying 80 million, others saying 30 million. You know. Now, when you read,
well, we'll come to that. Let me clarify. Let me just clarify. Yeah. Okay, complaints there the coin. Yeah, claim for $30 million, $30 million.
30.
Okay.
30.
Yes. And what I'm saying is that at before the mandatory settlement conference, 1 year before the jury is empaneled, even though my client had firmly informed me he had no intention of settling this case because he believes that he ought to go to a jury of his peers to clear his name. But maybe because near Jumano, so me catch and say, you know, let's just prepare our settlement memorandum, be thorough and be reasonable. Yeah. And even though he protested, I prepared a settlement memorandum that sought to settle this case for $18 million. Okay. Now you do settlement conference, about court. Now the lawyers just say what he was willing to settle this matter for, and they said $10,000. So honestly, you know,
it's clarification is very, very important. You know, normally Ghana.
Okay.
Into Muko Drew Hono, Anas initially, ne you have a kind of simple street language, and the damages are not paid around $30 million. And the wow, client and Anas Kasai say, a woman saw for 30 million, and yes, he can't all pay. In fact, he wants his name to be cleared, and then the priority of going to court.
Yes.
But because of the experience, now unim CBI your material, no client here and ask Kasai to say it will be better and to be reasonable to at least settle on $80 million. And I'll say, no client and us no.
Church no we idea we can say how much that be boaba. The feeling can be the way they be 2,000 crave back. Daddy friend will call the platform so. Sometimes no one here hail you over over there see a call platform so no butchers can be. Many have a struggle, ye feel it keke. Be against but me I go for Ken all day. A fact. What you say? Wow. I say we don't know how to cover by
you don't really agree, but because he respects you as his counsel and as a lawyer, no, you people ended up around that money, around that figure, which is $80 million.
Oh yes, like I said, your lawyer at a Wemega, New York. Also come Andrew D here.
Yeah, you are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. When my guy is there,
yes,
D here is there, Crow is there, yourself. Basically, as we are speaking to you, are speaking to all of them because
yes. So, go for me. The whole team agreed on that, but he was the only reluctant one in settling the matter. But procedurally, we couldn't go to trial without actually going through to the settlement conference. Yes. In spite of his reservations, we still almost cut our demand down to about a little over half.
Okay.
But to our surprise, you have a panel buyer and also on over $10,000 to end the case.
Yeah.
I arbitrate and who said no, some way he's in here. I'm sure so I can papers, no. So he said basically go and take your gamble in the courtroom. So that's how we ended up going to trial. So like to go back to how it ended, so at about 4:50 on Thursday, the jury brought us in and they told us what unanimously what they had arrived at. But we decided to keep it under wraps because there was a component you multiply that 18 million by 5 money do 90 million.
That was the plan.
Yeah, that was the plan. Yeah, because
to do that. Okay.
Yes. And then you decided to say back to your boo with coming public with the finding of culpability on Thursday.
Yeah.
Gonna pay a coin, we ended up leaving that alone. A pursuit of ×5 because almost file emotions be I just say or see a 2 boss now in terms of that and say one way or another I go back I could pursue that ×5 and I say depending on what happens, maybe I between German and cafe. But at this time, almost my court no say almost be into so.
Okay.
Okay.
So at this point,
money where they money for Canada. Remember, say the entire sika we nye sika ma Canada ni say. Remember, say Canada beka say on any Baumia contest they offer Canada $800 million to step down. $800 million to step down just for Baumia to go and was in the it's on Canada $80 million there. No be money. Ebusia, me uncover court also. Do you see inside the court? Emra.
And it says, Judge, in our initial finding, we awarded $18 million. And a breakdown, presuming $5 million, actual $5 million, and punitive $8 million, with your verdict and your...
Ajeta.
Okay, so the court's decision, as we start at the end, the court is denying the request for mistrial, and everyone can file motions at the appropriate time, and the court will address everything after the motions are filed. appropriately and then responded appropriately. Does anyone have any questions about anything? Thank you. Okay. Good luck to everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thanks so much.
Enti, utie judge na. Yes. Ya ode your friend is announce 80 million, but can it debate my file emotion? Tienye accident war. According to Kevin Taylor, announce lawyer Nekasa, say yes, we bet me accident war. I'm gonna back down to maybe a 10 million. At the same time, no, almost so crap is almost raise 80 million enough. They want to raise it times 5. Go to 90 million, or because and I say, we saw your investigative journalists. When you to be for journalists, you or me call for your book as no. What a tell one out to a few more pa. What the kind of coach in our court no? Is it canny award in Jessica Catwa? What children your ma can the one assets and in your how much as I your money worth? Missy and Nancy dim kojina quarter. Near Baba back say me wa half plot to the gala. Me wa ka judge me a bit you are. Or cast up 1 million because there be. This is how my brand here worth. It emboa into bra besrem. You better say $500. Now why you lost? What you say? But what share your man can do? It why any diligence investigation and make sure say he has everything to prove to the court. Say, can it be worth the amount now or ask for? What shits on your money in a boom? It sa 80 million. No, yes, a Kennedy, Emra na. Q, we will calculate all your stars. Stars about whatever behavior ever calculating it. And beams on them quite 500,000 near the amount. What you see? There be unya match. There be I don't know that there be divu jashi free. Are you brother be divu? Ujashi free. Could have fall emotion and I think yes, Kennedy Baba be fall emotion or be fall what you say because you have 30 days to do that and obey proceed about Anas is still not happy with the 80 million they settled him with. No, when you're happy, when any lawyer say they planning to go even more. We are about the end of that video. No, Kevin Taylor and lawyer, but the lawyer and a kind. Just say something has to chabam. Now, question will be a beside they say that the Fred. Yeah, that the Fred. Say. Who the concern but wait just say breaking news women I'm there to me breaking screen record break ya to that the friend we me my heads up maybe take Canada that US it me my heads up on them what you see na boa cause also your journalists and now your customer for and our station and our business so I register first of all I hope say that the Fred TVs and then what register what the true newspaper and what register on register the any man can register now who register the assembly it doesn't be conservative they say I what conservative they say ye friend say Anas say or finish can do ya you say wow so now what US or the junction better so Cause we breaking news so video be you was today it is say no so to ye house what no so what we yere na that timu dia we still start to transfer bibia to obani dimu why start to transfer bibia to obani dimu na me dey fu be konsa here na said be ja konsa school and Europa they say we go school it's this breaking news way me dey ba be do what you say they say Anas no the way we see move no Obia ye machine. It would dear, you see, omode ba be ya no just some ba be chiwase atwe dear, just obsi be will be a ye adwuma ya ba betisika no, just omso ma honhome. So wallow Kennedy, a man e ba ho, e ba begu n'anim ase no. Ti that friend, we breaking news through kwaku. Mesraw, se upe bibi dia, mesraw. O frek Kevin Taylor nim sa wonfa. Ba de fa me so. What the family so the information will deliver. That part of bag no be a media, I'll go forward and beg for you. Why? Maybe well, maybe Baba for maybe the animal. Aqua, who an ass. What you see? Yes, ya be kwa kusi hu anas na chese pacha obi ewo bia no amedi animu na ye de kotodwa akwa kugu fom man ka no kra na acha na mboa so o dan na wato ni US na da odi ma no kuri ni ye na yifiri odi mu me ka no kra chiro me nda me no be lie what you say me ntwa won toro enti we de breaking news mesrem mo amonim that friend mo kan chese ki ukwa breaking news bi na wo say na Kennedy sika na man for say nti obetwe biara me yam crash me yam di ashimi o me nka say me yam nhye me ana meboa
and the Ghana for nyina ehu no kure no ye nyina yehu the SC Kennedy Agyepong a lose case against the Anas defamation case Anas the botia Kennedy wa America no $18 million and counting the hwe no wan hwe bedu $90 million
yeah
into we are waiting be activating $90 million action a $90 million action. So far, the Kennedy at the Anasika $80 million. Oda Ghana Sikima 280 million Ghana cedis. Oda Ghana Sikima 2.8 trillion Ghana cedis. Sa Sikano opes ohun physicala. Bidieka e free fosu eko de praso. Sa bidieka sa 14,000 ya hye sika wo mu. Yes, on funding 14,000 of us getting in Anas, Arim Yao Anas.
And your note had been marked as free, and it said, Judge, in our initial findings, we awarded $18 million. And a breakdown, presuming $5 million, actual $5 million.
Yes, senior man, that's true.
$8 million. With your verdict and your
this
case is complete. I truly have enjoyed working with you. You've been an independent jury. Thank you so much for your service. You are discharged.
Until we need to let the people understand. That is why some of us were calling for serious overhauling of our judiciary. And our judiciary needs serious overhauling. Because from what we have seen over the years, what we have experienced, the kind of inconsistencies, the consistency in the inconsistencies in our courts. Now in Ghana, we need to check it or this country will go down. And this government needs to take the most biggest, difficult, bitter pill when it comes to judiciary reforms. Serious reforms needs to be done. We cannot have judges who think or who believe or who in their senses feel too entitled to serve the people. It needs to end. I was set a sutra because we've been to me to be board the keke near money 25 years. Now, because you are paying him and Korea bicycle $50 million. Near can't say plea bargain. No, it is not supposed to be like that. You to be Chigan and Ninko to Fiasi 25 years. Say, oh, yeah, or yeah, Galams.
YouTube will be say, I then Ken Eluzu case against Kevin. Reason is say. What? Now, I don't think say you can Japan to the US granta so bit will be a court. Well, it should be the case, then too strong with no proper evidence. Be at yes, when you swap paper be against Kevin Taylor will lose who case, What you say, Canadian Japan, 0-2 at the USA. USA called to me, you know, I will lose, don't be good. So you need to check the lawyer now. Or the way so the lawyer know you Brunio. The lawyer no can move one kasa what you do. It was sad.
Not Chinese needy. Excavated Jinamirum, Tuamina, not Adiabechi, Adebako Court, as a Chinese for in Ashi. Not that needs to change. We cannot be slaves in our country. No. You, the judges that we have given opportunity and this opportunity to sit in our courtrooms, you are not supposed to turn the people who gave you the power, slaves. You can't do that. You need to be conscious about the things you do. Because today, the highest bidder walks in our courtrooms without anything, without shoes, spits, shits in any courtroom, and they walk freely. Innocent people plead, get on their knees. We still put them behind bars because there's nobody to pay for them. There's nobody to speak for them. This should tell you something. The judgment Anas Arimiana Anas has gotten. Very embarrassing about this whole thing was that Kennedy Agyepong winning defamation case against Anas or Ghana.
No.
He lifted that same case and brought it to the United States. A jury said that does not really
March
hold.
15th, 2023.
That is a slap in the face of our judiciary. It means that that defamation case now, Kennedy Agyepong winning or Ghana, no, basically the evidence that supports the case, no, is flawed. It means judge or tina case, no, or judge's case, no, that judge is not.
Agragro US foipa me say Ghana your court sempa your ball la pa. So bi could have pure evidence pa de aso de asem da court ne ya chichira asem we de aso de say basa when you too strong to be for police. So Ghana de sisi kana kasa ha Ghana case danka G&G ko bi buy be catch say 999 cases no mutimi we one case ipoda. You need maybe
supposed to be sitting in our courts again. And I am not saying that all the courts in America are perfect and they are next to God. No. But we are humans. So what the evidence about court with a jury of about 60. Now so much it me rubbish a whole judgment. And like the lawyer was saying, when you win a defamation case, when there's a defamation case in another court, that defamation case now we win, it cannot go and defend that defamation case in the next court. Every case is independent, stands on itself, and comes with its own evidence. We need to get
Facebook. Kwakuf report say Kevin had a fact evidence against Ken. Ken withdraw the case at last minute. He didn't. Kevin was going to sue him the same amount. Wow. Hey. Ajitao, 234 bi ko jira court. Just about for Zulu so at the appear biblical so the agra ko jira court. O ma chi court no almost be 2-3 years. Last minute you go appear biblical so. First time I say Ghana there so appear na your board no. Your book case in good so. Appear where for case in the USA. Why if I USA? Ghana dear.
Get serious. And my message to the new government is that our court needs overhauling. Our court needs to be overhauled. We need serious reforms. I will say reforming your courts, you know. The leadership, if they are not ready to work, we the people are willing to get people who are willing to work. I don't hate anybody. Yatna Ghana ma, a whole chief justice, a lawyer went to court and claimed that the chief justice had paid or taken $5 million bribe from a citizen. To date, this lawyer who basically was reporting his client's statement was haunted. A whole judiciary system was turned against a lawyer who was trying to get the truth out. And you all know, and I can't say, and in your boy, $5 million, or send the clients. I can't say, and in your boy, $5 million, and the lawyer was just reporting what his client had told him. The lawyer ended up at the wrong side. The whole judiciary was set up against the lawyer. This lawyer went to the General Legal Counsel.
Kevin Akasebi. Ebusia se di abafo gire bisa de se that the Fred obaba betwe sika we biara. They say this is the most important questioner trade this app. Questionnaire trade ye papa. Cause that the Fred of ye papa and a papi akodanika. Hey, kade di so de chiremu de bia be chireba sebu ababa asaba ye de be chireba sebu shebe bia case ada kade di aweni case ni wo Ghana hands down nipa Anas de Kennedy court wo Ghana say wo defamation wo say the D wo say ni juma untimi nya juma baby obeko bia trete no ni say mebre Ghana mrane kwana court ebugu Anas so esa wo de Kennedy another 50,000 cedis defamation Emma Kennedy ka kire say won pesika no Anas emfa na ni tiri mumbu ne fo Asem we see here March 15, 2023. Kennedy free month or two later go US. Now, number one journalist. Ya daddy Fredo too. Hey, Kennedy wa hine kurako bako pe. Until man wa ham. What the Kennedy bet na? Ahoma truth we so. Then bet na so and was started say. Water to Kennedy or Hene Agyepong ano.
Anas.
Hey.
Very evil guy.
Hey.
Very evil. And he continues to do that. Even under MPP the Anas. And so, as far back as February 2018, now we have just been in power for 1 year. Now Anas, a Cosetti, MPP ministers up.
Say we no could
more than me in Japan. I have all the videos.
Hey.
And I've given you the date. 8 February 2018. Anas, that evil boy, was setting MPP people up to disgrace them. That's how he makes his money. Or blackmailing.
Hey.
And he saw I'm a swelling. Or no, I'm not going to come press also. Where you look for on where is journalist or unravel corruption on my country.
On the video Babontain the video Baba 2 just said and wasema Okan war radio says or bad premises Dibisa among for and Omote ya was sign and check and a woo until one church him were interpreting about the cartoon page and a man for Shaz here interpreting.
I'm casting true. Wuni nipa. Assume he said, Nam the cotu one amu be away here. Who are winning yet, Juma? Any panel, a year within 20 minutes. Maybe I'm in people. Now, who they are going to social media or the two soon? Did he even say good things about Ameswali? No sympathy, nothing. And when I say he's behind it because he wanted to divert attention with one. Abentina Asemasi. Police investigation Ukrainian course. Now who was sending message to a congressman here? Some mimika saying well, aren't Ghana for Magini Susasana? Ghana for Magini Susasa. A criminal like that. Now where Nipa one Anas a kum Chinese pokum.
Hey, so where you are Kennedy Kayo?
Proof until honor your Honor and Tony.
You want proof for the country, please. I have
police for honor your fairness of now, but your honor and Chasso until honor.
Mr. Me what proof? You have all the videos of the Chinese people. What are you talking about? I got to crack a can radio show. I got to court and stated it clearly. Why are you afraid? Why?
I don't know Canada point to share so far no.
That the friend change topic no. O pass
o mu dwiri niam agu so
e
penny who now money your problem.
Hey.
Ghana, America, and with all due respect to some of Ghanaians, no, woman near Juma Papa Bianwa, social media, many and come go to
cannot
and come quote
because
a new man person a year the poor Ghana, and Jimmy Samoa, a bimoti radio, Sony TV, so and they are comfort to say,
hey, where did Sabu do? Satan man has a loose case, you know. Just see there be. Me kon follow lawyer be to say appear break a lawyer there be. I mean for USA lawyers, intelligence. Someone want you to do. That be the one trust. It ya Kevin Ekwa bedu tell ne Anas lawyer. who this opportunity no tie sebo obukaye hey
see Adika around the lawyer Mepacho, can you run us through how it started and how we got to know today say a judgment in the New Jersey court Abba?
Okay, Mr. P. You know, the interesting thing is, I quite remember that you were sued in the U.S. sometime in 2021.
Yes.
And that actually caused my clients to begin inquiring about possibly if there's if there was anything out there, whether it will be actionable in the U.S. So you have some significance to today's events. So shortly after, when you were going through your motion to dismiss, we actually took a keen interest in that case and reviewed all the pleadings. And during that time also, my client informed me of a video that was circulating on social media. I just say, and someone just like about my client. So, like, you know, as the intellectuals that we are, we started opening the books and try to see where we can lay a claim. And so, interesting enough, I mean, after reviewing the video, I you know, in our training, there's something that we are taught. So, in your case, a case, no, it has to pass the test, and the case has to stand on all fours, which means that you do an analysis of whether there's jurisdiction in place, whether you have all the elements of each claim that you want to bring, you know. So we went through all of that, and my conclusion was yes, on the basis of video now, my client is send them, you know. You it's we back court, New Jersey, yes, and say, yeah, papa no video no, so yeah, papa na and the moon some say, or kase free fee, New Jersey. Now, I only say you.
O kasa free the fear wo New Jersey meaning say wo do USA ko grant interview ne that the Fred kire say or your resident wo fear wo ho tie that's supposed to take this opportunity.
Promo for so no the diaspora is very important, obviously. What you do is testament to that fact. And you know there was an audience that he spoke to and we're Ghana for. They all take a keen interest in the happenings in Ghana, especially the politics in Ghana. So we thought, you know, there was solid grounds for us to be in the court in New Jersey. So I advised my clients accordingly. Now the interesting thing is that defamation is it's a separate case.
Yeah.
It's not to mean Ghana and defend the way. You still have to prove the truth of it. And you know, before they will go to trial, there's mandatory settlement conference. I say at this maybe by this time no will be say grown or commit to the right senses and decide say, you know, this shouldn't go on because yes. And I acquire unfortunately, you know, me in you know, Anas disagreed with me, but I prepared a settlement memorandum that sought to settle this case for $18 million, just like the jury came back. As you know, these days, we have all kind of tools that we can use to predict certain things.
Before you go ahead, this is where the contention is, and people saying 80 million, others saying a year 30 million, you know. Now, when you read...
Well, we'll come to that. Let me clarify. Let me just clarify. Yeah. Okay. Complaints there, the coin. Yeah, claim for $30 million. $30 million.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. And what I'm saying is that at the before the mandatory settlement conference, or before the jury is empaneled, even though my client had firmly informed me he had no intention of settling this case because he believes that he ought to go to a jury of his peers to clear his name. But maybe you know, let's just prepare our settlement memorandum, be thorough and be reasonable.
Yeah.
And even though he protested, I prepared a settlement memorandum that sought to settle this case for $18 million. Okay. Now you do settlement conference, papa about court. Now the lawyers just say what he was willing to settle this matter for, and they said $10,000. So honestly,
it's clarification is very, very important. Normally Ghana.
Okay.
Into Muko Drew Hono, and that's initially ne kind of simple street language, and the damages are not paid around $30 million. And the while client and Anas Kasai say a woman saw for $30 million, and yes, he cannot all pay. In fact, he wants his name to be cleared, and then the priority of going to court.
Yes.
But because of the experience, now unim Sibia and your Matiano, no client here and ask Kasai and say it will be better and to be reasonable to at least settle on $80 million. And I'll say, no client and us, you did not really agree, but because he respects you as his counsel and as a lawyer, you people ended up around that money, around that figure, which is $80 million.
Oh, yes, like I said, your lawyer at a Wemega, New York, and also come home. Andrew D here.
Yeah, you are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Wemega is there.
Yes,
D here is there. Crew is there. Yourself. Basically, as we are speaking to you, we are speaking to all of them because.
Yes. So, the whole team agreed on that, but he was the only reluctant one in settling the matter. But procedurally, we couldn't go to trial without actually going through to the settlement conference. In spite of his reservations, we still almost cut our demand down to about a little over half.
Okay.
But to our surprise, you have a panel buy and also on over $10,000 to end the case.
No.
I want to arbitrate and I who said no, some way I'm sure so I can people. So he said basically go and take your gamble in the courtroom. So that's how we ended up going to trial. So like to go back to how it ended, so at about 4:50 on Thursday. And the jury brought us in and they told us what unanimously what they had arrived at. But, we decided to keep it under wraps because, there was a component, you multiply that 18 million by 5, money do 90 million. For a total of about...
That was the plan.
Yeah, that was the plan. Yeah. Because
to do that. Okay.
Yes. And then you decided to say back to your bull with coming public with the finding of culpability on Thursday.
Yeah.
Gonna pay a coin, we ended up leaving that alone. A pursuit of ×5 because almost file emotions be I just say or say to a boss now in terms of that and say one way or another I go back I could pursue that ×5 and I say depending on what happens, maybe I between German and cafe. But at this time, almost my court no say almost be beside into so.
Okay. So at this point, Oma Makote will say Ombeba 80 million or Omo Penteso. How many days do they have to file that?
Okay. So at this point, the next thing that's going to happen is that there's going to be a paper. A judgment. I just say court ruling seal better so.
Yeah.
That will take a few days, and then after that, I believe there's a 5-day rule that's within which you can file that motion. So a motion, depending on how that motion goes, we will get a chance. We may get a chance to attempt to get our ×5 of that 18 million, or a big jam and so depending on how that motion goes,
So for now, 18, Obintiminka said that is the end of the case. It depends.
No, it's not because hypothetically, we still have the opportunity to go for ×5.
That is 50. Okay.
Go for that,
extra 50 plus. Hypothetically, so we can go for another ×5.
Tienio, what's our Lusu case? There is no. Happy be as yes, I should you bebo, and I say, case with yes, I started be Debbie. Lusu. It's only option there, to say, Sikan one best sent to swoopy, but filing motion, maybe almost so they going for higher. Almost in the court, I want the woman, I'm crying interested. Yup. The way about for that the friend gonna pay this money and that the friend betray me and about for the pictures and ya anasa I'm the anasa Mr. And anasa ye video edit say video we about beton from him 10 hours ago we be a kokoti anasa.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today I stand before you not just as a journalist but as a witness to history, a child of Ghana's turbulent past, and a soldier in the fight for truth. Yesterday, in the Essex County Superior Court of New Jersey, an 8-member jury delivered a unanimous verdict holding Kennedy Agyepong, former Ghanaian MP, liable for defamation and awarding damages of $18 million. The ruling is more than a legal victory. It is a profound affirmation that truth matters, that justice is not a privilege of the powerful, and that the arc of history does indeed bend towards righteousness. My story begins long before this moment. I was born at the 37 Military Barracks in Accra, the son of the soldier who served in an era where power belonged to those who wielded the gun. I grew up watching my nation transition from military rule to democracy, witnessing firsthand the struggle of ordinary Ghanaians yearning for justice, transparency, and accountability. When Ghana finally embraced democracy, I knew that safeguarding it required more than just laws. It needed the unyielding courage of those willing to hold power accountable. That is why I chose journalism, not as a career, but as a calling. Over the years, my team and I have exposed corruption at the highest levels, from the corridors of politics to the halls of justice. But in fighting the corrupt, one becomes a target. Mr. Agyepong, in a desperate bid to silence me, labeled me a land grabber, an extortionist, a murderer, a tax evader, and a blackmailer who ought to be hanged. These were not just lies. They were calculated attempts to destroy my credibility and put my life in danger. While Ghana's legal system failed to deliver justice in 2018, the U.S. courts upheld truth. This case was not easy. Proving defamation in the United States requires establishing actual malice by a clear and convincing evidence standard, one of the highest legal thresholds in the world. That the jury ruled 8-0 in my favor on every count is a testament to the fact that Mr. Agyepong acted with reckless disregard. Regrettably, Ghana's justice system has not always lived up to the principles of fairness and impartiality. When I sued Mr. Agyepong in 2018, despite his inability to legally substantiate his allegations, the court ruled against me, with Justice Barr scandalously branding me a terrorist instead of adjudicating the facts before him. This miscarriage of justice was later condemned by Supreme Court Justice Kolende, who rightly described it as a violent abuse of judicial authority. My fight has never been for personal gain, but for the soul of Ghana's democracy. This victory in the US sends a powerful message. The media cannot be silenced, truth cannot be buried, and those who wield power must be held accountable. Let this moment be a wake-up call to all who seek to erode the foundations of justice in Ghana. Let it remind us that democracy is not just about elections, but institutions that uphold the truth, courts that deliver justice without fear or favor, and citizens who refuse to accept corruption as the norm. To my legal team, Andrew Dehere Esquire, Arthur Womega Esquire, Evans Salasi Adeka Esquire, and Odei Kro Esquire, I am forever grateful for your dedication to justice. And to my supporters in Ghana and around the world, your unwavering belief in the fight strengthens my resolve. The battle against corruption continues. We will name shame and jail. Ghana deserves better. And I will never stop fighting for a future where justice is not a privilege of the powerful, but the right of every citizen. Thank you.
Enti where video anas ede baba beto enframem enche ye bia. No this video beto ho and the video is watching some how I see wo court. So what didn't send back Ghana. One wa de Canada kujina court sa achichere asem ne boa abo no say bu ne fosa e charge ne 50,000 Ghana e ma Canada ka say one pesika no. Or the same defamation and some year bia ko USA. Ebra na Canada gina that defraud the program so was ma cheno trap na chibela achene dama we di me squeezing ye hey Chuni Jonas ka God bless America but the system is working hey trust Agyepong na se picture beto man for senior no me dem see ono mo kai video we ye be boka kram mo kai satan no aboniti na na nim
Anasarim Yao, he said it's Anasarim Yao, so record I and him. We are Chado here. Somebody has
this video was, let's say, like long time ago, almost 4 years or yeah, or even more. But na say video we na say anasi look this there. Oh, medium or no, a nipa sasa, nipa nyini, and I say we grow in the face, you know. So I'm out for saying you no, I'm I didn't believe we say you no, what you see. The same anas na time na almost set that trap be a cool be assassin so I'm record or no better album thing. Yes, Ghana. You see, anas a music Ghana system no nyejuma. Ejejua. Nanu ya social media activist bako apia bebreka edi maami agrada kujira court ya sa chichiri kabo apia bebreka. The system is not working. Apia kudru court na apia bae apia de ono abeji to say on the ubelemu ne lawyer no the lawyer de so kudru court no wa fa evidence pia ama. Yes, well, providing any better evidence, yeah. Hey, happy about life. The lawyer be panicho. The system is not working. Happy about your board, no. You say book. I can't go this so. Sometimes you see any mystery. What do you see? There's the behind you, miss. It's the system, then Apia Coco who announced no for go USA. Why? Apia who passport. Who the passport to the area where could talk you? Beto Casa. Yes, that thing go happen. I was here. The system is working on part. It is working. Hey! That the fair cost some. That the fair that cost your money, bro. What cost your money? 2028, you can't pay money. That the fair cost them. That the fair cost them. That the fair cost them. What cost your money rough? You see a better thing. You see a man for bisa. You say that the fair over to your saying. You say send whatever. That the fair then I'm the breaking news in the man no. Cause sir, it won in a swa Martin. Me you was today. Me brother no me pass them go USA, me work Canada. Hey, more cratins than me about next week. I just me you was true. Me you was today, bra. When in now. Say anase say wo fe the shika didi or finish ni wia odaya wo TV gira wo beje eti wo nu bi a transfer code di mu wo be odo oba bi a transfer code di mu just say some ba be twu to $0 hey I say daga Oh, me sure serious. $18 million cedi. I don't think it's a scammer Kennedy. And I don't think say Isika Emma candidate that because almost they wanna go for more and for the court to awarded them no. Anas has to bring how much Kennedy worth. What you say? TFA say Kennedy network is Kennedy worth, let's say 2 billion. This is roughly estimate because he might be worth more than that. What you say? The TV station cry how much worth? Plus his new co-store, yeah, will be all these other businesses. It although no kojina court no judge no so share in your money in your businesses now one any award in this money, and they feel like say they want more because during election, I'm yet United, I can't because MPP for $800 million. So one step down, not to contest with Bawumia, his own words. The video is out there. One step down, what's there? He's doing it for the youth. One step down. Do you know one who says can it be that? 80 million, no be problem for him. He just said, no, loss, no any problem, no. What you see? To become a president, now, maybe a L deal, and lose deal, when you say, it doesn't look good. What you see? Defeat, and yet. Yes, so member file emotion or likely no best rent swore. Among has here best case in a full. Maybe a do no best risk and son to swore. And I ask soon in a team and say, and idea best crash says can ya award the one money is not enough, they want more money. Yes, you buy home. They want more money. I'm saying Ajeta. How is that possible? Tell us you have love on it in team love on a likeness. We need some work see about Tom from a moa. Ya Kenny a Japan bar coupe. I say Casatentin and Martin from Swampa. A dear be a wee be so your blogger. So ye a yini ma wenina ho. Na breaking news am dear mamu and no crew to do. See after Canada, Japan, they coming for that defraud big time. That defraud, me them account, and also so there. The email is in the public. 2% the email and settle the scores on the back door. Why? You maybe say free one, so I think say be a apology. Hey, Q. Oh, I said then the video information we just say wow. Obi a woni anasi you close say chambam. And obudi gobo no obde beto so de ejire di blase ya ageta. Na bi say kra de me bi dia work mpo bi ebo. Ya retirement bo eni. Ai, eti dadie, me information na ma o. Connect anasi. You be here the public apology, and what it's nothing hard to be a idea, sir, And so I'm so baby, you will go from. And go first, and you say, can we tell us our question, chili? Oh, maybe you will go for, bra. Who did the MPP in this AG? When you find the MPP, why? Omo go follow up to Parliament. They don't care nobody for their own selfish interest. But I just spy jokes. Why me say me shows the be near the beard the agro. The case is serious matter. No be joke. Serious. We are subtroni, we are blogger, we are one. Abra TV also so to YouTube. What did they be a quasi fake news? Wow. Go for me to tell you, yes, what we saw the war. Over several, let us was will be back. Be there, cast of some mention in their shadows. wa mo ani anya akwati YouTube because say kwa lot would you ye nye no kra kwa wo fa ka ye nye no kra kwa o ya de ano adweno ho why yes ufifiri a wabre oh your life savings obi bedwire ni nyina egu one day obi de beje one day pe no ha kwa tiade bia wo ye bia no dwene ho kakra na se bia ne de bre wa woka nye de emfre wo na akwa akogina mu akwa ekenkon debi they say ni bia ba 2025 debi enye sa answer ni bia woti asem ahwehwem na da age de abeto media na so do wano atumbi yebisa say evidence wo ya o say the evidence is clear right here me chere ma adwene chere so ni nipa ba kotiri obisia yede mu nyina ase so body no sha wo mo ho ban de obedi de obe no mema ne pofie da unu ehia mo aboa no 2025 Agita Nation one and only Commissioner 1 Kikwaku meda mu nyina ase. Thank you namaste. Oh, Kwaku, I no crack. Kwaku from Pong was say, yes, Daddy Fred, you know. Oh, I no crack. They say, can they lose you? Yes. Kwaku say, Daddy Fred, common sense, you tell him that his publication is used as a defamation suit in court. Then he's next. Oh, I no crack. 100%. 100%. What the party? Yes, what started one? That's what one ho. Sure. And people be our platforms, they say you are from one in a numa some at the Nijina court. Or no no sick or no popular. To one say no. Omu be juris can free the home. No mu we are with my knowledge, you know, if it's true Kwandia, he might because an asking team no so ba requested public apology aksaka home. Say candidate ya say utie sika no omo peni wia so was abigina ho how score ne beko how our agreement will go no it depend the two parties what you say and yes candidate you ne do we addition mo bia candidates after talking you too much what you say say I will stand for president they say no abontin kasa na so akofom what you say because now he's acting as a president no lie what you say Kennedy ne ba umia Kikwaku I'll go for Kennedy me feel Kennedy style be your mama me feel it one ho e be no say open jobs or create jobs for the Ghana youth will be your body home or create jobs be I support you what you say. Ba me anyone one factory kura campaign bia no any personal money bia there onye hwe ma Ghana there ombedi ya so kaka onye opportunity no be vice president ye ka se ba me be akoko poultry farmer yenti bi o bia these are the things some of us will show our support to Kennedy what you say when it comes to Baumia and Kennedy. Yes, but I heard Kennedy is coming 2028 but that's what to nana moye my president not be a lose baby I'll be lost on kwa it doesn't look good but I like the confidence what she has so sorry and also know what she has so sorry with power you know your friend Obama I know I support that what you say but you need to do his checks well yes fiti ya no makwa ko jina court na lose case abusi Agyepong me da munyina so ba de no hwa omo ho ban the obedi job no mema ne pofie damn say 2025 unu ehia mo abo no yes thank you and have an amazing day mama bye.